Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome to a very special edition. We're talking about AEW's Double or Nothing, talking about the good, the bad, the what the heck, and the most valuable match. But these are predictions. We're going to predict what will be the best match, what will be the worst moment, the what the heck moment. I can certainly already guess the what the heck moment on both of our plates right now. Stephanie, by the way, Stephanie, thanks for being here. I'm just so excited.
Hi, guys. I'm glad to be here, too. Yeah, a lot going on.
Yes, it's Saturday night, and I'm thinking I'm just going to do a nice little predictions with you. And suddenly, news breaks earlier in the day that MJF was supposed to be at a meet and greet, no-showed. Rumors, people have spotted him at the gambling tables. This is the rumor. There's no pictures or anything like that. So first off, imagine, and I know a lot of people don't live in Vegas when they're going to these events. You travel cross-country to go meet a wrestler, and he's actually there, but it doesn't go to your meet and greet. And that shit ain't cheap.
It's not cheap. There are people who literally fly out for certain wrestlers.
Yes.
I didn't see a report, so I'm really hoping they gave refunds because look,
I saw some people got refunds, but then there's also conflicting reports saying, well, some people try to get refunds and they weren't able to because of the way they paid.
Oh, yeah. So, see, here's the thing. Like, my first thought when I first heard he no-showed was like, is he okay? Right? That was my first thought. Like, because most pro wrestlers, no matter what your gimmick is, they show up for their fans, right? I get MJF's whole gimmick is F you, right? That's his whole thing. And I know even in meet and greets, like he does these really funny photos where it looks like he doesn't really want to be there, but he usually shows up. And so, of course, I was first like, is he okay? You know, it's being reported that he's fine. So, like, health-wise. So, I don't know. Not cool. It's not okay. And people got you here.
Of course, fans. You have the other... You have so because there's so many rumors going on right now because MJF, like you said, he plays his character at anytime he's on camera, he's playing his character. Meet and greets, for an example. This time around, though, meet and greet, he's not there. There are people on Twitter who believes, oh, he's the greatest heel ever. This is all the work. This is all the work. This is all the work. But imagine, would Tony Khan actually risk now having this sour taste in your mouth when you go to a meet and greet and you're not sure? You might be using the term, am I going to get MJF'd?
Right. And my thing is, if it was a work, I feel like something would have been tweeted, right? I feel like something would have been...
you think AEW would have said like, oh, ha ha ha, MJF is
No, I think
here.
MJF would have tweeted something in regards to that. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want to see your guys' stupid faces. He would have said something in character, I feel like, in public.
I just know, I think you might know as well, in the WWE, their social media accounts are run technically by them, but also the WWE has control of their social media accounts. When you suddenly get released, it's not like you immediately can just like change your handle. They don't let you do that. Taya Valkyrie had a problem with that for a while, Frankie Monet. So people have done it. So I'm not sure who actually runs or owns all of MJF's social media accounts. I don't know if it's just him. Or AEW? I don't know
how it works in AEW. I really don't. Their handles don't say AEW in them, unlike WWE talent. Right. So I think, you know, he can put whatever he wants. I think it's a little more loose. Yes. But again, if it was a work, I do feel he would have tweeted something in character. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, and my friend Demon Diva, she just texted me and she's like, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what's real and what's fake. And that's the problem.
Me and her were just having a conversation on the timeline about it. And because we're both like, look, we love MJF. That I think she said that's actually her favorite person in AEW. And she's like, I don't even know what to think right now because she's like, that's not cool. If this was truly a work, this is not cool. Like, it's just not okay. There are people who flew in for him to see him. And that just sucks. So.
And the thing too is people are saying like, oh, well, if it was a work, you just really cost a lot of people a lot of money and time and effort to get there to see this person. Very excited.
And I don't think Tony would want that, right?
No, I can't imagine Tony coming ever. Pissed off. But he would also be someone who's so proactive that he would tweet out something right now that would be like, hey, I would never hurt my fans like this. I would never do something like this. I will make it up to you and so on and so forth. Like, I feel
full refunds or a future meet and greet. Like he would do
put
something.
It out there.
You're right.
But Sean Rossap from Fightful reported that there is a flight given to MJF saying you're leaving Vegas, get out of here. But yet we don't know if he's actually on the flight. We know he was offered a flight.
It was booked, it says.
Yes. So technically they're saying get the hell out of here because we're so pissed at you. But again, I go back in my brain, I always go back to Brian Pillman, the loose cannon gimmick before there was social media, where you had to work everybody. The dirt sheets, you had like Brian Pillman was working Dave Meltzer and working WCW and working WWE. He wasn't selling to anyone, this is a work. MJF could be doing the same exact thing, and I have no idea. But guess what? If it is, it's going to be a two-way street of, wow, that was really cool, but oh, wow, that really sucks for those people whose hard-earned money was spent on this and then got screwed for a storyline on a TV show.
Well, that's the funny part. So ever since he had kind of been talking about, bidding war, like when my contract's up, like, like ever since he's been tweeting that stuff, I think I've been vocal about it saying, okay, I don't think he's leaving. I feel like he's an AEW guy, right? I keep saying that, like, they're just working people. They just want to get people worked up and talking. And I believe that all the way up until right now, because I'm like, when you start messing with people's money, it's not okay. Because a lot of these people probably saved for months, years, even to go to their first Double or Nothing. Yes. Like, this is not something you mess with if it is a work. So I'm starting to believe it's not. We could all be, like you said, this could be the biggest recent work, if you will, of our time. Right. But if it is, you're messing with people's money, and that's not okay. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it either. To Demon Diva's point, I don't know how to feel about it either.
I did like her. She's very vocal, obviously, on her opinion. I love her so much. One of her tweets, definitely not a direct quote, but it was like, Tony Khan's out there crapping on Money in the Bank, and now you got your wrestlers no showing meet and greets. Maybe
that's what I responded to. Maybe
keep your eye on the ball versus someone else's ball. But yet then the stories are coming out about Samoa Joe also missing the meet and greet. So yet this MJF one has exploded.
Well, I think it was reported where I read, and I don't know if it's a rumor or not, it has not been confirmed or corroborated, but I believe that someone said Samoa Joe was actually training Paige Van Zant today. Now, again, I don't know how the scheduling conflicts came up with the meet and greet, but supposedly he was training someone today. So again,
it's very weird.
People paid to go see him. It should be on the schedule. I'm not quite sure. And Samoa Joe is known for always showing up to meet and greets and seeing his fans. So I don't know. I don't know what. You're right. The MJF one is blowing up because of the previous reports of there being issues. I think that's why this one's a little bigger. But
yes, there's been stories of like him having interviews and saying too much, and then stories coming up being like, because there you go. Spoiler alert, I interview AEW wrestlers, and I have to talk. Even if I email one of them, I find their email. Like Mercedes Martinez, for example, I found her email. I emailed her. She was like, "Sounds great. I love it. Let me send it to AEW PR." Boom.
Right.
I don't ever get to talk to an AEW wrestler unless I go through
AEW PR,
the PR team there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how all those MJF interviews got out loose and without
some okay. I don't know.
So we'll see how it all goes down, I guess.
Yes.
Either way, it's all developing. We'll see tomorrow night. We'll find out
tomorrow.
What the heck is MJF not showing up to Double or Nothing to fight Wardlow? One of the like a 2-3 year storyline build.
It's actually probably the most invested and best storylines going right now. So I think a lot of people want to see this match, and I don't know.
I know it's crazy. It's like Twitter is going crazy.
Oh, they are. It's insane. It's insane.
So
yeah,
I guess we'll see what happens next. But let's move on though. We also have to predict the good. What will be the good of Double or Nothing? We focused enough on MJF. I think personally, the number one good, because we pick one in each category, is going to be the tag team championship match. Absolutely. I think this is going to be nuts because there's so much
talent.
There's
oh my God.
so much on the card that it's impossible. It's impossible to be like, oh, this will be the best match. This will be the best match. No.
Right.
There's never been really a bad AEW Tag Team Championship match. I don't think ever.
I can't even think of one. They do tag team wrestling well. And at pay-per-views, and I think most people who follow me know I don't follow AEW weekly all the time. I usually catch up. I usually have to go back as far as live goes. But their pay-per-views I don't ever miss because they always deliver. They are always very entertaining. And my favorite part is literally always the tag team. So I think you're right. I think this match is going to be amazing.
And I hope Keith Lee picks up some gold here because I've been a big fan of Keith Lee for so long.
I don't think they're going to do it.
I don't either, but
I
can dream, can't I? I can dream.
They're a great team. I actually really like them together, but
I want to dream.
I don't know. I think Ricky Starks is going to pull out that win, but
oh shit, you went the opposite way.
Yeah.
Wow. I suddenly dislike you so much.
Well, I think he has a lot of momentum right now.
Yeah.
And so I can kind of see it happening, but we'll see.
What's the match? What's your good match? What do you think is going to be the best moment for you?
Okay, so the tag team was up there, but I think the sleeper is actually going to be House of Black with Death Triangle. I am a big Pac fan, and so I don't know. That man delivers every time, and I love watching him in the ring. And obviously, I mean, House of Black.
That was one of the matches that I sent a tweet to someone. Well, I texted someone and I said, "There's 13 matches. We could get rid of this one, and we'll be fine." House of Black was one of them. Unfortunately, I apologize, everybody.
I mean, I will say this. Does it need to happen on the pay-per-view? No. So to your point, I think it could happen on Dynamite and still be like a match of the year contender.
Yeah.
But it is on the pay-per-view. I don't know. I think this match is just going to outshine. I don't know. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talent in that match. I'm excited to see that one.
My expectations are low, so they'll probably be exceeded. So also depends if it's on 3 a.m. when I'm watching this. My bad for Double or Nothing is too many matches. And I get it. You only have like 4 or maybe 5 this year. A year. It matters to me. It matters to me.
No. I mean, it doesn't matter that they only have so many pay-per-views. This is too much.
13, Steve? I believe it's 13 matches. And this goes back to the days of when Becky Lynch won the championship belt against Ronda and Charlotte Flair. It was literally like 12:45 in the morning.
So it was the next day. She won the next day.
Right. So this situation, I'm very excited for a lot of these matches. But you know what? When we finally get to CM Punk vs. Hangman Page, I'm gonna be begging for them to end early. Please
stop.
Please, I have to podcast.
The sucky part about this is that there are 4 matches or so that are going to get cut very, very short, right? So, well, it sucks though because it's probably going to be the women.
You think so?
They typically have the shortest matches.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb have not had. They've had a good storyline, but haven't had the storyline you'd hope. It felt like Thunder Rosa won it, and then they were like, "Well,
her whole we could have a whole podcast about the championship, her championship reign. It's
funny. It's like sometimes
lacking.
It's turned into the wait, who's champion? Like I interviewed her the day after she won, and I still have to go wait. Who's the champion? And that's the problem.
It's that this storyline in particular. They have a lot of history, and I feel like they barely touched the surface on that. And it's just been, I am a champion. I'm a badass. I'm going to beat you. I'm Serena Deeb. I'm the professor. I'm going to beat you. I'm like, really? Like, and I get people have strengths, right? I think people have been commenting that maybe Deeb isn't the best on the mic. Okay. But there are other ways to go around that and still have a very fire feud, right? Like they could have had a face off in the ring, just have them staring, like not even touching, right? Just I go back to Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston, and there was a lot of intensity there, right? And to Eddie Kingston's talent, he gives off very, and it's physical. It's his body language, right? There's just ways to do it without having to say that much on the mic, and I feel like they could have executed this so much better because they do have so much history, and it's two of the best women in the industry. Right? I think the match will deliver. I hope they give them time. If all the women's matches that are on there, I think that one's going to get the most time. So
we'll see. Well,
yeah, we'll see. Point,
13 matches is too much.
Lot. It's going to be a long night tomorrow night. I think I tweeted, I'm eating margaritas and coffee. Like I
don't even drink it a monster. I didn't drink it midnight to stay
I
with the podcast.
I need a halftime performance.
So, you didn't have time performance, Pitbull?
Yes.
I think he's got a WWE contract probably. So, what would be your bad moment? Do you have a bad moment you're predicting for this pay-per-view?
It's very rare there's a bad on a AEW pay-per-view. I think I
don't think anything's gonna be bad. I think Jade and Anna, it's gonna be okay. Like obviously we know Jade's winning. It's very predictable. I just need them to build more people to actually seem like a threat to Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Statlander to me is that person. Let's get her. Let's build this woman up now because Jade needs someone to take her down.
True.
And this is another throwaway match, right? We know Anna's gonna lose. You know they're probably gonna have maybe 5 minutes. Jade will look good doing it. And
right. I think that's the whole point of her character right
that's
now.
my bad. You know what? Because she's a baddie.
Oh.
So that's my bad.
Excuse me. They have a whole dance number now. I don't even know why QT Marshall's even there. He's just, I have no clue. But anyways, moving on. The most valuable, usually entertainer here, most valuable match. For me, personally, I know it's going to deliver, and it's going to be very like sports entertainment E. The Hardys versus the Young Bucks is the match that I can't wait to watch because I'm going to be like, God damn, this is fun. This is fun. I like good wrestling, but when you have a storyline, I don't give two turds. This one has a real storyline, and it's going to be very nostalgic for an act versus the inspired group. Like, dude, you don't get better than that. So that's mine. Absolutely. That's the match I think is going to be the match everyone goes home and talks about.
So mine was MJF versus Wardlow.
Not anymore.
I don't know if it's happening or not, but that's the one I want to see the payoff from, right? That's the one I wanted to see. So if it doesn't happen, I'm going to actually go with the Owen Hart tournament cup between Ruby Soho and Britt, because I'm very curious because Britt doesn't need this. Britt does not need this win.
Yeah.
Right? She's made as far as AEW goes. Ruby could truly use it to catapult her back into that main title picture, right? So I'm very curious to see how this goes. I think that could truly be a really good match. I don't know how much time they're going to give it, but I'm more curious to see what the outcome is, and so that's why it's my most valuable match.
Yeah, people were a little confused why also Britt Baker was in the finals versus Toni Storm. Still, I know because if no one wants to guess it, Britt Baker, someone said it on Twitter, and I believe it, Britt Baker is the Charlotte Flair of AEW. She's good at what she does. So why demote her at any point in time? Because you need superstars, you need main eventers in your division to make other people look good. If everybody's 50-50, well, guess what? No one goes up. We'll just stay right here.
So that's what I'm hoping this is, though. If you put Britt in here, because people were pissed about Tony losing. Mm-hmm. If you put Britt in this position, I'm hoping it's to put Ruby over, because you have someone at Britt's status. It better be to put Ruby over. If you have Britt win this, I don't know, man. I mean, she's loved, but I do feel some of the fans will crap on it because you think of tournaments as I know NXT's is literally called the breakout tournament, but you look at tournaments as a breakout moment, someone to stand out in some way. Britt doesn't need that. She's the DMD. She doesn't need it. But I think people are curious if she's going to get booked like a Charlotte Flair, or Charlotte typically goes over anyway, and everyone's like, For what? She doesn't need it. She's Charlotte Flair, right?
To stay strong.
Maybe she doesn't need it though. She doesn't need it. She is booked. She's at the point in her career in AEW.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where she can take an L.
No.
Yes.
No.
She's the top woman.
It's only been around for 2-3 years. She needs to stay on top longer.
Who's higher than her in AEW in the women's division?
Nobody. But if she keeps if you start getting your legs chopped off, then guess what? Someone else takes your spot. How do you get to the top of the mountain? Sometimes you got to climb over the bodies to get there.
True, but she's already at the top.
Well, how do you stay on the top? Kick everyone in the face who's trying to climb up.
Kick them out.
Kick them off the mountain.
Let's see. I guess you're right. Charlotte Flair and Britt are two totally different positions in their career. I think any of the horsewomen are at the point where they can put other people over. Maybe Britt isn't there
because they have consistency for like almost a decade.
Years. Correct.
Yeah.
So to your point, I guess you're right.
I'm sorry. What was it?
I guess you're right. I still want to see Ruby go over her. The reason why I want Ruby to go over here is because she's been relegated to dark for quite a bit.
I'm also a little shocked she's in the finals because of where she was for
so long.
For so long.
Well, they throw her into these tournaments. The last time she shined was in the last tournament they had. And then, so I'm like, is this the beginning of you pushing her?
Or she's really good at getting
she's about to lose to Britt again.
I was gonna say, is it really nice to get hopeful behind her? Oh, she's gonna do it this time, guys. The underdog, and she lost again. Gosh darn it! Maybe next time she'll get him, guys. She's gonna do it. She lost again, guys. Oh, maybe she'll do it next time. Here's a heart of gold. Oh, she lost again, guys. We'll see. Either way, I'm very excited for the event, but
I am too.
I fear that my bad is going to hurt me the most long. Because let me tell you something. I'm not a fan of multi-man matches. Tag team matches, yes, I love. 3-on-3s, 4-on-4s. Oh my God, no, thank you. To me, those are just throwaways to create other rivalries in that bunch. And that should be, and I can't stand it.
And that could happen on TV.
Yes. Survivor Series, cool with it. It's the theme of it. But yet, any other time in any federation, multi-man matches are garbage. And that's all I have to say about that. So, folks, I'm very excited about this pay-per-view. Big, bold statement here. I want it to happen. Will it happen? I want CM Punk to become the new AEW champion.
I don't want Hangman to lose, but the way they booked him at this point, put it on Punk.
Yeah, if you want to
do a great job.
In my opinion, these meetings I keep hearing about Tony Khan with and the big executives running TNT and TBS, to me, someone in those meetings is like, hey, we love what you're doing, but we want to market. We need a face everyone recognizes.
Yeah.
And the face will be CM Punk.
Yeah, no, I had a whole conversation about this with people Friday. They need someone's face that they can market, and not even that, whether people like it or not, Punk's a draw, right?
Yeah.
People are watching for him. A lot of people are watching for him. So I think he could actually have a really good run with it and eventually put someone over huge. So down the line. So I think you're right.
We'll see.
I like that prediction.
We'll see.
Another prediction is MJF showing up tomorrow. Or is he going home?
If he shows up and he comes out and he's going to be like, oh, I got you. I got you. That's when you know people are going to, it'll be like a slow twist of a knob that your hardcore fans are going to be untrustworthy of you.
Right.
And that little turn is enough to keep that crank turning and turning and turning. And suddenly your entire audience does not trust you anymore because you pissed them off and made them look stupid. And nobody likes feeling stupid, especially grown-ass men.
And nobody likes losing money. So if people truly are having issues getting refunds and he shows up tomorrow and those people are in the audience.
I don't imagine the sign. I came to see MJF.
I don't know. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't show up because if he does, and it was a gotcha.
Right. Yeah, true. If he doesn't show up, then honestly, it really sucks for Wardlow as well, because again, we mentioned it. It's like a 2-3 year build to this, and we don't get the payoff because of, we don't know why. Honestly, we don't. All we do is speculate, and the speculation, obviously, the rumors are clear as day as WWE, AEW, who has the biggest wallet to get him.
Does WWE want him?
Well, I think the Cody Rhodes situation, Jeff Hardy left a match and went into the crowd, and 3 months later ended up in AEW. Maybe MJF didn't want to go to a meet and greet, and 3 months later we'll see him on Raw. I don't know. We'll have to see. So tomorrow night, folks, I cannot wait for Double or Nothing to see just, will MJF show up? And is that, I know, I could have done this forever, but I don't want to. It's like, it could be a fish hook. Like, I got to buy this pay-per-view now to see if he shows up.
I'm like, is this a hook now for people to be like, I have to buy the pay-per-view so we can see if MJF shows up? Like, it's a horrible reason to buy a pay-per-view, but I think some people might be actually super curious now. So
I don't know.
It's a great marketing tool.
I work in the news industry. And I always have the same joke. It's like a tease at 6 o'clock, like tonight at 11. Did the food you fed your kid will kill them? Find out at 11. And you're like, oh my God.
I have to tune in at 11.
I have to tune in at 11. So MJF, that story never happened on TV. Just want to clarify. That's a made up one that I always use as a joke.
Now I'm like, now you need to tell me what food it is though, because am I feeding my kids that?
Exactly. You should tune in at 11 to find out. And you have to tune in tomorrow on Double or Nothing to see if does MJF show up. And the food he ate, is it going to kill you and your kids? Find out tomorrow on Double or Nothing. I've been Steve Fall. She's been Stephanie Hypes. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.